Good morning, folks. Everything new under the sun. And what you can see here is the river that we live beside. This is the natural level of the river. You can see the bulrushes, and you can see the roads up there. In a second, you'll see the bridge there off to the right, and the three corners. Remember that as I start showing kind of the videos and the images of what actually occurred here. So this is what it looks like on a nice normal day, and you'll see the storm surge in a second here. And here's a zoomed out picture of the same with the bridge again on the side. So here's some kind of raw, unedited clips here of the situation. So this was around probably 4 o'clock in the morning. The hurricane raging, of course. I'm just going out to check the wind. Now this was a post-tropical storm, gusts up to 150 kilometers an hour. Nothing compared to what Florida saw with the Category 4 hurricane, which was 250 kilometers an hour. But certainly for Canada, this was the biggest storm ever to hit Canada. The lowest pressure in millibars ever to hit, and just the largest, strongest ever to hit basically all of Canada ever in its history. This here you see is a truck trying to cross that very same bridge that you saw in the images, and that bridge was under 2, maybe 3 feet of water. Again, in the middle of the night. So there's another clip in more of daylight of that, and you see the guardrails there completely covered. So that was a bridge. So yeah, this was the middle of the night. We basically stayed up all night, paying attention, watching this. Where our bedroom was, there's a big tree that overhangs, and it's on the north side. And this basically was a nor'easter. Winds coming from the northeast, and there were large branches tumbling, bouncing off our roof all through the night. Now, the worst thing that happened for us was we lost shingles, but here you can see it's a big lake, and there's a picture in the corner of what it was like prior to the natural state of the river. It's very rare that the river floods, and this is the biggest flood, obviously, that we've ever seen. There's the house, and another house, indeed, that had their basements completely flooded. The two cars there that you saw, and we'll see in the next clip, are basically written off. The sedan in the front was actually floating up and down, so those are both written off effectively. The lights are on the truck because the computer goes crazy once it's flooded with water, and so the lights start flashing. Here's some clips more in the daylight as the sun was coming up. The hurricane was still well underway, but it was kind of after the point of max winds, and so you can just see how far this water really came up. Again, this is the highest the water has ever been. Our house sits on a bit of a hill there, so we were still protected, but obviously very, very high. Over the next couple of clips, I won't keep talking, but they're just still images of kind of before and after images. Again, we were lucky or blessed, actually, protected by the Lord not to have too much damage to our house, but we did help several neighbors who needed help.